Welcome back to Fresh Gaming News, everyone. Today we're going to do a review of the Nintendo Direct that just came out yesterday. It's going to be a pretty short video. I'm just going to go over the basics of what happened. So first of all, this was like the best thing about the Direct, to be honest. They showed off Pikmin 4. My first thing about it that I don't really care too much about is the lighting of it. I feel like Pikmin 3 had better lighting than this game. But overall, it still looks very, very good. There are now ice Pikmin in the game that you can use to break ice stuff and then freeze ponds. And then there's also this dog thing that you can use to break stuff like pots. And then you can also use them to go on water. And then you can also go on a thing that lets you go up walls and stuff. You can also go up walls and shit. And then, but the biggest problem I have really is that they made it so there's caves in the game again, like in Pikmin 2, which I'm not really that fond of. But if they can do it right, then I'll be okay with it. But the best thing about it is the fact that they announced it for July 21st, which is very soon. The next thing they showed is Xenoblade Dlc, which is kind of cool because they have the original place from Xenoblade 1 in the game, which is very interesting. Then they announced the new Samba de Amigo game, which I don't really care that much about. I have the original one on the Wii, but other than that, it seems pretty weird. The next game looked very jarring to me. The graphics look very weird. They look like Wii Fit gone wrong in terms of models. So I'm not really interested in this. I don't know if it's a sequel to the 3DS series, the Fashion Savvy game, but I'm not sure. So, then they announced the new Dead Cells DLC, which is Castlevania DLC. But what I don't understand is why don't they just make a new Castlevania game instead? So I don't really understand. Then they make a Tron game, and why the hell are they making a Tron game when the movie is not even relevant anymore? And then they're releasing a port of the DS game Ghost Trick, which is I don't care about. But this one I'm pretty interested in because it's like a cyberpunk style RPG game that is detective stuff, and it's made by Level 5, so this will be pretty cool. Maybe. But that's coming out eventually this year. Probably gonna be next year, but that'll be pretty cool. This one I really do not care about. I have no interest in a spin-off Bayonetta game. I don't think anyone cares about the story for Bayonetta, so I don't understand why they're making that game. But then they announced this really weird Splatoon 3 DLC, where you go to the original Inkopolis from Splatoon 1, and for some reason, this has literally, all you do is go into the freaking hub world, and that's the DLC. I don't understand what the point of this is. It just seems like a massive, just a novelty. It doesn't actually seem like something I would pay to play, because it's just so pointless. Like at the Splatfest, you can go and see them dance and shit. But it seems like something you would get of an amiibo, not something you'd pay for as a freaking DLC. So weird. But then they announced the proper DLC, which is coming out sometime this year. Maybe. I don't fucking know. This one is pretty cool. This is a 2D platformer game. It's kind of like Rayman Legends or Origins. So we'll see how good this is. But so far it looks pretty interesting. We haven't got many 2D platformers recently, so this will be pretty cool. So they announced a load of DLC for Fire Emblem Engage, even though the game already came out. It's just a load of characters. I haven't even played the game, so I don't really care about this either. But they're saying they're going to have a new story mode or something. I have no idea what this is, but it seems like just some visual novel, so I don't care. Then they showed off a load of random games, like Octopath Traveler 2, and they said they're going to have a demo for it, but I didn't even play the original, so also I don't care about that. A lot of these games are very weird. Then they had another port of a game, but they're not making a new game, they're just making another version of an original PS2 game instead, which Like, I don't mind them doing this, it's just I wish they would just make a freaking new Katamari Damacy game. I mean, when was the last time we actually got a new game in the series? I feel like all they've been focused on for like the last 20 years is just porting the original first two games. Because even on the PS3 with Katamari Forever, most of the content in that was just original content from the original PS2 games. So it's kind of weird. I have no idea what this game is, but it kind of looks like a Genesis game, so that's cool. This game just seems like kind of a free-to-play dumb game. But this one is very interesting, because we don't know if they're using the untold 3DS versions of the game. And they're also charging $80 fucking for it. Which, wow, what the fuck? Also, wow. $80 for 3DS games? Why? Like, it's literally just a DS game. Why are they charging so much? And it's not even the 3DS version. Why $80? It should be like 60 or 40, not 80. What the hell? And they say they're charging it separately, but they shouldn't be selling it separately. The only reason they're doing that is because no one can afford $80 fucking for all 3 games. Anyway, this one has been long overdue, because it was supposed to come out a year ago, and then they didn't release it. And they actually fucking leaked it for like a short period of time, and then they just unleaked it. So, unfortunately, if somebody actually had the upper hand, we could have had this game out a year ago if somebody like put it online. But no, we still haven't played this game, so whatever. This is like another port of another old game. It came out 10 years ago. But this one has some new content, but I don't know what the content is. It just seems to be like you play as the bad guy and you do weird stuff. I don't know how like fleshed out it will be, but maybe it'll be cool. I don't know. But the problem is I don't want to fucking play the game again. I've already beaten the game. I don't want to play the story mode. And there's a demo, but I don't see why we need a demo for a game that we've already can play on the Wii. I don't understand that. Like, it's already out, the game. Why do we need a demo for it? You can just play it on the Wii if you care that much. But this is a really interesting one, because they are announcing Game Boy games for the Switch, obviously. But not only are they announcing Game Boy games, and you can play them in color, and you can also play them in Pocket version as well, which is very weird. There are also Game Boy Advance games as well, which is very cool, because this game has Mario Advanced, Mario Classic Arcade, which is fucking amazing, and also I'm pretty sure it has the e-reader levels, though I'm not 100% sure if it has the e-reader levels, but if it does have the e-reader levels, that'd be pretty cool, because I've never actually played those levels, so... But they seem to be adding a lot of games, but the problem I have is, like, they still have barely any, like, N64 or SNES or NES games on this shit. So many of the games are just, like, complete nonsense. They don't have any of the big games. Especially for N64, where most of the games are first party, so they can't exactly say, oh, it's because of fees and stuff, and licenses. Because most of the freaking N64 games are made by Nintendo, and they have, like, 20 of them. And there's like 364 games, so like what the hell? Just release all the fucking N64 games. There should be at least 50% of the entire library. But yeah, if you have the expansion pack, you can play all of it. But if you just have the normal one, you can just play the Game Boy games. But I feel like just adding more and more systems is just pointless if you're not even going to actually add a majority of the games to the system. But anyway, this is a really freaking interesting one. Like, yeah, it's another port, but it's actually a freaking full-on remake of Metroid Prime. They've done up all the visuals and everything, so that's very, very cool. But what I want to know is, have they changed any of the quality of life problems of the game? Because at the end of the game, you have to like backtrack at 500 times and go to all these different places again. And it's very, very annoying, and I hate it, and I wish they would change it. And also, every time you go in a fucking room, you have to fight these ghost guys again, and I hate that part. Ugh! I hope they change that, but they probably won't, which is a problem. because that's like a big problem with the game. Anyway, that's cool, and it's only $40 fucking, which is pretty insane. Now, this looks pretty interesting, this game. I might play this game, but I don't know, it seems a lot like a visual novel, and I don't really care about reading. This one is also just another port, another one. We've had so many ports this freaking Direct. But that's a game that takes 300 hours to beat. Now this is cool because this game was originally a game on the 3DS, and this is actually a new game, so that's cool. But then the big one is they're really making a new Professor Layton game, which is cool. And then this is also pretty cool. They're having a Yoshi'S Islands level for Mario Kart, which is very fucking epic, and I can't wait for this to come out. So yeah, this is thumbs up from me for this one. This fucking looks amazing. And my only problem is, why Birdo? Why didn't they just, like, why Birdo? Like, of all the characters, why Birdo? Like, we could have had P.E. Piranha, we could have had King Boo, we could have had fucking Funky Kong. Birdo? Really? Okay, now we have all these weird games I don't care about, but one I really am interested in is, Lion King. Lion King. Another port, yay. But then, to round it off, they showed the new Zelda game, which I'm not really, I don't know about, because they keep showing gameplay of this game, but they don't actually show much in the way of actual gameplay. They just keep showing trailers for it, and I just I don't understand, like, what the gameplay is like. And they show all these monsters that they look exactly the same as the monsters from Breath of the Wild 1. So it's like, show us some new content. And the world looks very similar, so it's exactly the same as Breath of the Wild 1, so I don't know how to feel about this game. I feel like it's just going to be more of Breath of the Wild 1 again. And I really do not want to fight that fucking rock guy again. But that's pretty cool. Like, yeah, this is gameplay, but it doesn't look much any different from Breath of the Wild 1. I hate that rock guy. Like, you can do all these, like, flying stuff. But, like, and the Switch is so outdated. They're charging $70 for this game, and look at the fucking grass. It's just dead. It just looks so outdated. How can you charge $70 for this game when it looks like this? It just looks so, PS3. Well, anyway, that's my, yeah, and also apparently you can play as Zelda now as well, which maybe not happening. Probably. But anyway, they're also having a collector's edition, but I will be making another video on Zelda on its own, discussing the price of bullshit. But anyway, that's my review for the Direct. Bye-bye.